The fire that I was attracted to, in the darkness I related to, just burned everything up that I cared about, any hopes I had, any dreams I had. I woke up one day surrounded by the ruins of everything that could have been. All the rejection that I had heard growing up and that I grew to believe, it ended up basically being like kindling for a fire. Kids would make fun of me for being short, for my freckles, for what I was wearing. Ugly was the main one. I was very insecure, very self-conscious of how I looked. I was starting to identify with all that stuff people used to say about me. I was like, oh, I'm this. Since it was from like a Christian school, it was from everything associated with Christianity and all that, I decided to hate all Christians, to hate God, to hate everything I knew. Nobody knew that because I would come here to church, I would sing in the youth group. I put on this facade and I sought out this other stuff, this darker world. I ended up telling my parents I was a Satanist. They tried to get me help. People prayed for me, and it was all in love and everything, but I was so resistant to it. I identified so much with that darkness that that's all I saw. I was on the streets one night with somebody I was hanging out with at the time. He had like freezer bags full of all kinds of drugs. I didn't even know anything about drugs. He said, you can have as much of any of this as you want. I just said, I'll try this and I'll try this. And in my mind, I was just like, you know what, my family would be better off without me, so I'm just gonna try to overdo it and hopefully I die from it. It would start with me feeling a certain way about myself, and then I would basically kind of punish myself with the drugs. I would get clean sometimes for a month or two, maybe 6 at the most. Each time I would relapse, I'd get exponentially worse. I was just scared. I just had a baby that somebody else adopted, and the first 12 weeks, I actually was trying to kill the baby by using. My parents found out I was using and had me take a test because that seemed to be the cycle I would use, and found I was pregnant again. The parents that adopted my son, wanted to adopt him also. So I went through the pregnancy. He was never able to breathe on his own. He ended up passing away when he was like 2.5 months old or so. I relapsed really bad after that because I thought it was me that put him in that position because of my use. The doctors reassured me. They said, no, that's not what it is. We don't know what it is. We were doing all this stuff right on the surface, but nobody knew what was going on at home. All the stuff I grew up hearing, he would say the same stuff. He was very emotionally and mentally abusive. I believed that about myself again. The only way I could get him to stop was to move out. At the time, I had intentions of getting better, but I didn't know how I was gonna do it. I knew how it was at home, and I was like, I don't wanna be with that, but I wanna get better. I just figured my kids would be better off without me. I keep hurting them. That was just, I lost all hope. I started using heroin. I ended up overdosing about 12 times. And I didn't know that I had overdosed until I woke up. The first 11 times, I would wake up and I would start bawling. I would think about how my kids would react and my family. The last time I OD'd, which was like January of 2016, I woke up and I was mad because I woke up. I was facing a lot of prison time. That meant for sure I'd never see my kids again. I used to carry around this syringe. It had about 3 grams of heroin made up in it. In case I got arrested, I would just inject it into my leg or something and self-destruct. I had it out and something told me, don't do it. In my mind, I was like, why? I'm gonna be in prison the rest of my kids' lives, like, why not? I dropped it. I got taken to jail, and once I had kind of recovered because I was coming off of heroin, I had a moment of clarity. I called my parents and I let them know where I was and let them know I was done. They were just like, we're here for you, we always have been, but you have to do it for real this time. At that point, I saw hope, that I had help, I had support, and I had a way to get out of this life. I just repented for everything. I just told God, I was like, I'm gonna give this to you, and I just told him, you have my whole heart, you have my life, do whatever you need to with that and make me who I'm supposed to be. In my darkest times, he was there keeping me alive. Like those times I overdosed, I shouldn't have woken up. It was just evident once I got out of all that mess, how much he was there the whole time, like guiding everything, even though I thought he wasn't there. I stopped and realized through God, there's hope, and that he brings beauty from ashes, and that I'm not ugly, I'm beautiful, that he made me beautiful, and that I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of God's love, and I'm just meant to be more, and he has a plan for me.